Hey there, guys, it's Metro, and we have something very interesting. I did certainly not expect to be talking about this today. So we are going to take a look at it, and I'm going to give my first thoughts on it, and love to hear your thoughts as it unfolds. Okay. Blizzard has revealed the first look at hero talents. War Within, one hero talent spec for Evoker, DK, Paladin, and Warrior have been revealed. So we're going to take a look at all the tanking ones. Hero talents are new self-contained talent trees that players unlock at level 71. Definitely wish it was earlier than that, but that's a whole different discussion. Hero talent build on abilities and talents of current classes and specializations. Players can choose a single hero talent tree to activate on the character, and these talents can be changed in the same way class talents can be currently changed in the game, which means you can change them anywhere outside of Mythic Plus Dungeons, whenever you want. There are 3 hero talent trees for each class, excepting Druid, which has 4, and Demon Hunter, which has 2. Each specialization has 2 hero talent trees they can choose from, and each of the trees is available as an option for 2 specializations. For example, Warrior, yeah, okay, so we know this. This is all stuff from BlizzCon, so if you guys haven't seen this, definitely catch up on the BlizzCon stuff. There are 11 nodes in each hero talent tree. The first of these unlocks at the system with 71. You'll earn 1 talent point per level from 71 to 80, so you get every talent in the tree by level 80. Hero talents will have a starter build available, and your save builds will save your hero talent choices as well. So you're actually going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're going to get every single one of these, and then I guess there's going to be choice nodes along the way. What to expect. Hero talent trees start with a keystone talent that introduces the core mechanic and concept of the tree. This could be a new ability, an enhancement to an existing ability or cooldown, or a new buff you can trigger. The bottom tree has a capstone talent that builds on the core themes of the tree and adds new power to the keystone. Each tree will offer or modify some class utility and include defensive bonuses that are already useful to the specializations. We are aiming for all trees to be about equal in terms of utility and defensiveness they provide. That's very strong words from Blizzard. Trees for characters that can take on a tanking role may have some additional defensive bonus that will be less valuable to healers or damage dealers, such as bonuses to tank talents or cooldowns. 3 or 4 nodes in each tree will be choice nodes, where you can choose between 2 options. Hero talents are meant to be adding enough damage or healing throughput to this to be significant without being so important that the new talents overshadow your current class and hero spec or regular spec talent trees. Most hero talent trees and new visuals to add new visuals to the classes, both to communicate what they're doing and to bring class fantasy to life. That sounds so fucking cool, dude. I can't wait for the Death Knight ones. However, they are not complete visual reworks. Your class and spec are still the same at their core, and that will continue to come through. Love that. Maintaining freedom. We want players to be free to choose the hero talent tree that has gameplay, visuals, or flavor that they prefer. Our goal is that both options feel similarly effective in raid dungeons, Mythic Plus, and PvP. We're working to avoid abilities or bonuses and hero talents that could make a certain tree feel required for activities where we can. That's not going to happen. Good luck. Unfortunately, it's just a community that does that, right? So, yeah, obviously, if there was something grossly overpowered, then that would be on Blizzard. But anyway, we know that for some players, prioritizing total throughput is more important thing to them, even if the difference between the choices seems small. That's okay, but keeping hero talent balance close is one of our priorities so that players can play the way they prefer. That's awesome. That's what I want is basically like an extension of the Covenant system, where you're basically not playing a Death Knight anymore. You're now playing a Night Fae Death Knight. This is the same thing. I want to play a Sanlayn Death Knight, and that's who I want to be. Well, or maybe I don't. We'll see. We'll take a look at what they have. Once we announced hero talents, it's been great to see all the conversations and speculations surrounding the 39 hero talent titles. We'd like to share some of the thinking that went behind choosing these concepts. So this is not actually, we'll read this though, but each hero talent concept must be appropriate for both specs that can use it. Some concepts build on overlaps in abilities or flavors between the 2 specs that can use it, like Colossus Warriors, which are mighty as arms warriors and as imposing as protection warriors. Others create new themes that are appropriate for both specs, like Fate-bound Rogue. Hero talents also retain your combat role and the gear that you use so that you're not competing for new types of gear. For iconic Warcraft character archetypes, we wanted to be sure that we can deliver on the fantasy with World of Warcraft's classes. Little typo there. Blade Masters shouldn't just be Blade Masters without abilities like Windwalk or Mirror Image, but those abilities don't fit in the Warrior's toolkit. What does that even mean? I don't get that. I see. So they're saying like they're not going to do Blade Master because then it's not a warrior. I see. Lastly, there are several iconic character archetypes that are strongly tied to specific race and factions, such as Keeper of the Grove or Mountain Thane. It's exciting to embody these storied archetypes, but we want to ensure that the character of every race and faction can see themselves as those archetypes. We're open to feedback on what feels good for your character versus what is frustrating. Frustrating. Okay. Anyway, gameplay and hero talents. We have several goals for what it feels to play World of Warcraft hero talents. Here are some of the guiding principles and how they affect your capabilities, your rotation, what you pay attention to in combat, and your user interface. We'd like to say on the team, we'd like to say on the team that our goal for hero talent gameplay is for them to make you what you are, but more. That's really well said. I really like hearing that. We know that many of you have long histories with your favorite classes, and you play them because you like their gameplay and spells and abilities that matter in their rotation. Whether it's the spinning plates of affliction, the cycles of arcane, blah blah blah. Hero talents don't override what matters to a class. Great. A hero talent tree might add new bonuses or behaviors to an existing ability, like Keeper of the Grove bonuses to Force of Nature and Grove Guardian Trance. They might occasionally reset the cooldown on abilities or replace spells with more powerful versions. This all sounds great. I don't know why they're saying all these things. One thing that we're keeping a close eye on is complexity. Classes in WoW have a lot of abilities and talents, and there's a lot to learn about each one. We want hero talents to add new fun without creating new burdens, either in customizing or playing a character. Most hero talent trees do not add new buttons that players will need to add to their action bar or find a keybind for. They do not add new buttons. That's surprising. There will be additional opportunities for players to express their skill, but we're trying not to add things like complex maintenance buffs that increase the cognitive load for everyone playing a class. Most of the choices a player make about how complex they want their rotation to be will continue to be made in their class and spec talent tree. That's that's great. I like that. I really like that. We'll see how they do that, because with 11 new things, I don't know how you do that, but some hero talents do require you to take talents in your class or spec tree to access their powers, and that is definitely a big concern for me. That's really unfortunate. We'll see what happens. This is often because their talents fit the flavor and theme of the specific hero talent tree. The Mountain Thane Warrior tree enhances Avatar and Thunderclap. Well, is Thunderclap even optional? Templar Paladin gives extra power to Wake of Ashes, and a Loon Chosen gets a particularly strong Fury of a Loon. However, hero talent tree will only ever require or enhance a small number of class or spec talents. Okay, yes. Show us the tree. Yes, I agree. Okay, we go. I'm so fucking excited. You can probably tell this is like the thing that I want to see the most. Sanlayn are death knights who have mastered the vampiric arts of the Dark Fallen. They consume the vitality of their enemies to protect and restore themselves. Their endless hunger only strengthens them. That sounds exactly like what I fucking want, dude. I want this so fucking bad. Let's see what they have. Can we look at this in a new tab so we can make it bigger? Yes, we can. Okay, we're starting with the top. So this is going to be available for Blood, of course. Also, Blood will have Deathbringer. I thought everybody knew all of the names already. But anyway, if you don't know, here's what we have. Your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 10% chance to make your next Hard Strike or Scourge Strike become Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike heals you for 3% of your maximum health and grants you Essence of the Blood Queen, increasing your haste by 1.5% up to 7.5% for 20 seconds. That's a cool start. I guess it's just what's it gonna change the icon or something? Like what, I don't know what happens here. But hey, that sounds cool to me, as long as I mean, it sounds like it's gonna proc a lot. So it sounds like you're just gonna get 7.5% haste after a few globals. That's cool start. All right. So don't forget we're getting all of these. So let's just start on the left side then. So we have two options. Newly turned. Raise ally. This is so cool already, dude. Raise ally revives players at full health and grants you an absorption shield equal to 20% of your maximum health. Huh. That's interesting, but that's going to be awful for Mythic Plus. Death's Advance and Wraithwalk movement speed bonuses are increased by 10%. Activating Death's Advance or Wraithwalk increases 4 nearby allies' movement speed. Yo, that's so fucking good, dude. That is so great. I'm so excited for that. That is so great. That is such a great addition to the Blood DK kit. Oh my god, that is so cool. But yeah, that's a great little addition. I like that a lot. That's a great. Obviously, this is useless, but this is really, really good. Blood-soaked ground. While you are within your death and decay, your physical damage taken is reduced by 5%. And your chance to gain Vampiric Strike is increased by 5%. Dude, yes, 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 yes. That's so good for Blood DK, dude. Oh my god, that's so good. I'm so excited. These are so good already, dude. Oh my god, these are so good already, dude. I fucking love this. This is going to be such a great system, dude. I really, 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 really love this. I love the theme of standing in Death and Decay. I love it for Paladin too. Can't wait to see Paladin ones. Vampiric Aura. Your leech is increased by 3%. While Lichborn is active, the leech amount is increased by 100% and affects 4 nearby allies. Ah, this is so good. These are so good. These are so good. This is not even an alpha yet, bro. This is so good. Oh, this is so good, dude. So this is already, it's not as powerful as I would have liked to see. The active amount is increased by, so we're talking just it's just 6% leech for 4 people. Lichborn is, at least right now, CDI we'll definitely be using a lot. So love to see that. And it could be useful in like a raid setting where you don't need Lichborn, but you can buff your allies. That's kind of cool. Love that though. Bloody Fortitude, another option. Icebound Fortitude reduces all damage you take by an additional 30% based on your missing health. Killing enemies that grant honor or experience reduces the cooldown of Icebound Fortitude by 3 seconds. That's insanely powerful. Does it mean, I don't know, the killing of enemies thing? Does that typically mean you have to get killing blows for that to work? I don't really get that part. But that's very powerful. I mean, I don't know though. Which is more powerful? What do you guys think of that? That's a tough one already. Back to the left. Infliction of Sorrow. When Vampiric Strike damages an enemy afflicted by Blood Plague or Virulent Plague, it consumes the disease, dealing 200% of the remaining damage. Not a huge fan of that. But anyway, while Gift of the Sanlayn is active, what is Gift of the Sanlayn? Vampiric Strike no longer consumes your disease and instead extends the duration of your diseases by 3 seconds and deals 20% of the remaining damage to the enemy. I'm confused. Am I missing something? Is that the end cap? Yeah, okay. All right, so when something that we haven't talked about yet is active, Vampiric Strike no longer consumes your disease and instead extends the duration by 3 seconds and deals 20% of the remaining damage to the enemies. I can't give an opinion on that because I don't know what Gift of the Sandlane is yet. So should we just go down to the end? Oh man, yeah, let's just do it. Fuck it. Let's go down to the end. Gift of the Sandland. While Vampiric Blood or Dark Transformation is active, you gain Gift of the Sandland. Gift of the Sandland increases the effectiveness of your Essence of the Blood Queen by 100% and replaces your Heart Strike with Vampiric Strike for the duration. Holy shit, what the fuck are you talking about? So every time we Heart Strike during Vamp Blood, we're going to heal for 3% of our maximum health and stack up haste. I guess that's not as crazy as it sounds, but how does Vamp Blood interact with that percentage? That's powerful, man. This is going to be a very, very powerful Blood DK tree. I don't know what the other trees could possibly offer that will make me not want to play this tree, but it is exactly as I expected so far. This is so fucking good, and it's going to make Unholy, like, God tier, right? Like, they're going to be so bulky. But I'm sure since most of these seem to be survival related, it's probably not going to be something you see played a lot. So anyway, every time we pop Vamp Blood, basically, so back here. So when Vamp Blood is active, Vampiric Strike no longer consumes your diseases and instead extends the duration of your disease by 3 seconds and deals 20% of the remaining damage to the enemies. So yeah, literally Hard Strike is going to do mad fucking damage during Vamp Blood. Like, wow. Right? I don't, is this better than this? I'm kind of confused by that. The extending of the disease is pointless. That doesn't help us at all because Blood Plague is something you never have any trouble keeping up. Maybe that's better for Unholy or something. When Vampiric Strike damages an enemy, it consumes the disease. That sounds like that would be better, right? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that sounds crazy good. Frenzied Bloodthirst. Essence of the Blood Queen stacks to 2 additional times, increases the damage of your Death Coil and Death Strike by 5% per stack. Is that the previous one? Essence of the Blood Queen? What are we even talking about right now? Essence of the Blood Queen. Is that a thing? What is that? That's not a thing. I'm confused. Is that an already a talent? Do I have to look that up? This is gonna be a strange video. It's a rat. That's not it. This is a thing on the boss. What is that? It's a bug. They put the wrong spell or something, I guess. Essence of the Blood Queen stacks 2 additional times and increases the damage of your Death Coil and Death Strike by 5% per stack. So I have no idea what they're saying there, but it sounds like it's just going to give you damage, which is fine, I guess. All right. Anyway, on to the next one. Blood is life. Vampiric Strike has a chance to summon a blood beast to attack your enemy for 10 seconds. Each time the blood beast attacks, it stores a portion of the damage dealt, and when the blood beast dies, it explodes, dealing 50% of the damage accumulated to nearby enemies, and healing the Death Knight for the same amount. Okay, so basically just a better Bloodworms. That's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie about that. They already have this same thing, but I kind of like more pets. We'll always take more pets in this game as a Death Knight. Visceral Regeneration. Your Heart Strike and Scourge Strike has a 3% stack of 3% per stack of Essence of the Blood Queen to refund a rune. Is that just the name of this? It must be the name of this. Your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 10% chance to make. So this must be called. Oh yeah, I just missed it. It's here. Vampiric Strike and grants you Essence of the Blood Queen. Okay, so let's reread this now. So Essence of the Blood Queen is the name of the buff. I was so pogging out that I couldn't even fucking realize what the name of it was. Increases your haste by that. Okay. So now what did it say? So it's going to stack 2 additional times. So that means, I guess we don't know exactly how many times it stacks. Well, I guess we can do basic math and figure it out, but so it stacks 5 times, so it stacks 7 times. So that would make it 10%, right? Based on that. Take that to 10%, and then it just... Oh, so wait, that's going to be 50% more Death Strike damage then. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty big change. The big thing is, like, you get every one of these, so it's like, how do you balance each tree? But anyway, your Heart Strike and Scourge Strike has a 3% chance per Essence of the Blood Queen to refund a rune. So with that talent, we'd have 10... so 30% every time you Heart Strike, 30% to refund a rune. Vampiric Strike doubles the chance to refund a rune. So a 60% chance to refund a rune every time you have Vamp Blood up, basically. That's fucking ridiculously powerful. These are just so powerful. It's hard to understand how they're all going to be in the game. Heart Strike and Scourge Strike extend the duration of Essence of the Blood Queen by 0.5 seconds. Vampiric Strike increases the... So it's 1 full second when you have Heart Strike, when you have a Vamp Blood up. So that's probably just never falling off, right? Like, unless it never procs. But basically, you pop Vamp Blood, and then you're just spamming Heart Strike. Honestly, it doesn't really sound like a gameplay I like, but I don't even think it matters, because now Heart Strike's actually going to heal you a bit and buff you like crazy. This sounds cool. This sounds really powerful. It sounds too powerful. Doesn't it sound too powerful? Okay, here's another choice node then. Sanguine Scent. Your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 15% chance to trigger Vampiric Strike when damaging enemies below 35% health, and it is guaranteed to critically strike. Okay, that's not very good for 5-mans, but I guess Death Strike triggering Vampiric Strike is pretty powerful, because that's just additional healing. But it's only on low health mobs, so that's not very good for Blood DK at all. And then Pact of the Sanlayn. You store 50% of all shadow damage dealt into your Blood Beast to explode for additional damage when it expires. Interesting. And how does that proc again? Vampiric Strike has a chance to summon a Blood Beast. It's just randomly, basically. That's nothing really that you can... obviously, inside Vamp Blood, you're going to spawn it a lot, I guess. But it's probably only doing single target damage, so it's going to ultimately do AoE damage once it explodes. And then, obviously, once you're in, like, a big AoE phase... Yeah, this could be really, really, really powerful for Blood DK damage. But yeah, okay, so this is yeah, I'm overwhelmed, honestly. You guys tell me what you think. I think it's really, really flavorful. It sounds way too powerful. Like fucking way more powerful than anything else in the game right now. But I guess everybody's getting stuff like this. So they have a whole thing here. I don't want to make this an hour-long video. It doesn't really look like it says anything. Did Wowhead just make this? Maybe Wowhead just made this or something. I don't, because this is like all the actual info on it. It doesn't seem like there's any actual conversation about it. But yeah, Chrono Ward and Evoker, you guys can check that out. I'm going to quickly look at the other tank specs. Here's one, Lightsmith. Let's take a look at this. Don't really play other tanks a lot anymore, but I do still like to see, especially Warrior and Paladin. Will the light to this is an active one. Will the light to coalesce and become manifests at a target location as a holy armament, which may be wielded by you or your allies. Alternates between holy bulwark and sacred weapon. Yeah. This is going to be really confusing. It feels like that's interesting. Gain an absorb shield, or have your additional holy damage. Okay. Imbue your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your armor by 5% in your primary stat. Oh, it's like a fucking... That's neat as shit. What the hell? That's really cool. Imbue your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your stamina and causing your holy power spenders to sometimes unleash a burst of healing around a target. Oh, this is really cool. What the hell? That's honestly kind of cooler than the Blood DK stuff. Solidarity. If an ally picks an armament, you also gain its benefit. If you pick up an armament, a nearby ally gains the benefit. Okay, cool. So this is going to be like very buff-centric. What are the options for Paladin? We have Lightsmith, Templar, and Herald of the Sun. Okay. Divine Guidance. For each holy power ability cast, your next consecrate does additional holy damage or healing split across all enemies up to a fixed total. Interesting. That's going to be powerful for 5 minutes. Casting a holy power spender increases the damage and healing of your next Crusader Strike, Blessed Hammer, or Hammer of the Righteous by 100%. Very basic compared to the Blood DK ones so far, it seems. Laying down arms. When an armament fades from you, the cooldown of lay on hands is reduced by 15 seconds, and you gain Shining Light or Infusion of Light. Dude, I swear, with all the different buffs for lay on hands, it's eventually just going to not have a cooldown, I feel like, right? Divine Inspiration. Your spells and abilities have a chance to manifest a holy armament nearby, or the cooldown of holy armaments is reduced by 20 seconds. Do we know the cooldown of it? It doesn't say right now, but interesting. Fear no evil. Wielding an armament. While wielding an armament, the duration of fear effects reduced. Or excoriation. Enemies within 5 yards of Hammer of Justice's targets are slowed by 15%. Hammer of Justice. The stun? That's not very good. Those are very bad. I don't really feel like those are very good. Shared was like terrible, right? How often do you get feared? Anyway, Shared Resolve. The effects of your active aura is increased by 33% on targets with your armaments. That's interesting. Holy shit, that's powerful. Wow. But I don't think you can choose who gets it, right? I don't really get how that works. I'd have to see it in game to understand that. Consuming Shining Light or Infusion of Light extends the duration of any active armaments and reduces the cooldown. Ah, that's interesting. If none exists. So yeah, I wonder what the uptime on this is going to be. Hammer and Anvil. Judgment critical strikes create a shockwave around the target, dealing additional holy damage or healing at the target's location. That sounds like it's going to look cool. And Blessing of the Forge. Avenging Wrath summons an additional sacred weapon, and during Avenging Wrath, your sacred weapon casts spells on your targets and echoes the effects of holy power abilities. I don't really... I mean, I like this a lot. It sounds really thematic, but this does not sound like a Paladin to me at all. I'm a little worried about that. Like, the Blood DK one, it's like, oh, that is so fucking Blood DK, right? But even the other names of them, it's like... Oh, that's not the right one. It's Deathbringer or Rider of the Apocalypse. Like, what? Why Deathbringer? What the fuck does that even mean? Like, they don't sound like they're gonna make sense in WoW, to be honest. That one's definitely disappointing, but we'll see. Okay, Mountain Thane. This is the warrior one. Is this a prot warrior one? Fury and Protection. Perfect. Let's take a look at it. Lightning Strikes. Damaging enemies with Thunderclap. All these spells has a 10% chance to also strike one with Lightning Bolt, dealing moderate nature damage. Lightning Strike occurs 50% more often during Avatar. Okay. Call of Thunder. Storm Strike or Nature... Storm Strike? What? Is that the name of this? Storm Strike or Nature damage your abilities deal is increased by 5%. Storm Strike damage... I guess that's the type of damage that this shit is going to do. Storm Strike damage. Okay. Storm Strike damage increases armor. Thunderclap damage is increased by 50%. Okay. Ground Current. Your lightning strikes also deal low damage to enemies near their target. Damage reduced beyond 5 targets. Strength of the Mountain. Shield Slam damage is increased by 20%. Blood. Okay, so that's just very, very passive. These are super passive. It feels like the Blood DK one is like way more fleshed out than the other ones. Thunder Blast. Shield Slam and Bloodthirst have a 20% chance to grant you Thunder Blast, stacking up to 2 charges. Your next Thunderclap becomes a Thunder Blast that deals Storm Strike damage. I guess that's probably going to make it look very different, right? Oh, that's what we should talk about too. What is it going to look like? Storm Shield. Intervening a target grants them a shield for 5 seconds that absorbs magic damage. That's powerful. Storm Bolts. Storm Bolt also hits 2 additional enemies. That's probably not that powerful because you already have an AoE stun, and it's a short CD, right? That seems really powerful. Flashing Skies. Chance for lightning strikes to critically strike is increased by 5%, and their critical strike damage is increased. Or lightning strikes reduces the cooldown of Ravager. Everybody has Ravager now, is that right? I haven't played Prod a ton. Steadfast as the Peaks. Victory Rush increases the maximum health by 10%. Fucking amazing. That's really good. Thunder Blast reduces damage you take by 4 seconds. Forget it. That's better. That's way better. What the hell? Gathering Clouds. Your attack trigger lightning strikes 15% more often. I guess like part of it is understanding what it's going to look like too, because it sounds like it might look awesome. Dorm's Might. Lightning strikes generate 3 rage. Revenge, Raging Blow, and execute damage is increased by 15%. The rage thing always worries me because I feel like Blood DK or Prot Warrior already has, like, rage is not that unplentiful, right? Last time I played them, they felt like they had a lot of rage. So, Burst of Power, because if you have too much rage, then it's just ultra spammy, right? Anyway, Burst of Power. Lightning strikes have a 20% chance to make your next 2 shield slams or bloodthirst have no cooldown. These aren't very impressive in my eyes. Avatar of the Storm. Casting Avatar grants you 2 charges of Thunder Blast and resets the cooldown of Thunderclap. That's interesting. While Avatar is not active, lightning strikes have a 10% chance to grant you Avatar for 4 seconds. Oh, damn, that's cool. And Thunder Blast is your next Thunderclap becomes a Thunder Blast and deals Storm. Yeah. I think this one's probably gonna look awesome. It doesn't sound great, to be honest. Neither of these did. But that's that. Dude, Sanlayn, fucking insane. What can we say about its visuals? Let's see if we can. I assume whenever you vamp blood, it's gonna give you some new look to it. Because it says oh no, I see transformation. It active, you gain gifts as a Sanlayn, so maybe not. What do you guys think? I think this could be really cool, like some kind of new visual for heart striking whenever you have that. The rest, it doesn't really feel like there's going to be... but I love this. This is probably my favorite one on everything we've seen. Love that. That is more power to Death and Decay, please. I love that. That is my favorite interaction in any talents when Death and Decay is more powerful. That was why I love Nightface so much, man. But yeah, these all sound insanely powerful, like really good. Multiple new utilities, effectively. 2 new utilities for Blood DK, which I don't feel like it needs, but I guess, you know, Unholy might need it. But yeah, still, you know, we'll see it in game, but this is super early. What do you guys think? Let me know. What else would you like to see? What do you think Deathbringer and Rider? I guess we'll never get to see that as Blood, so I don't really care too much about it. But yeah, Deathbringer, what do you guys think it's going to offer? They didn't really tell us too much that we didn't know already here, but I am very eager to see what the visuals of this look like. That's probably the thing I'm most eager for, is the visuals and potentially mixing and matching these. Like, this is a lot of self-healing relation, which obviously I'm hugely in favor of as a Blood DK. But it's also like a big AoE component, AoE damage component. Like a fast AoE and self-healing thing. So what will Deathbringer look like? I'm very interested in seeing that. But yeah, surprise video. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next one.